Hey everybody, welcome to the Rise or Die podcast. This is yours truly, Stephen M. Lowisz, for episode 68, Core 4 Link. Now, I'm going to apologize right up front. I sound probably pretty nasally. Allergies are just fucking killing me. Normally, they wait till spring comes, and if you're in Michigan, you know that, well, although it's April 5th, spring has not come. It kind of came and, gave us a little tease and then went right away, which of course is normal for us, but it messes with my allergies, fucks me all up. It's frustrating as can be. Now, here's what I do want to talk about today, the Core 4 link. So yesterday I came to a realization, and actually I kind of knew it already, but it's more like this realization really hit home for me. I actually got into it with my wife yesterday more than I have in I don't know how long. I mean, we had a really rough first year of marriage. We're past our second year now, past the 24-month mark. And we just went at it yesterday. And really, it was me. It wasn't us. It was me. I was being an absolute prick. And yesterday, I just felt off. I felt completely off in every way. I couldn't focus. I felt more tired than normal. And I mean, rightfully so. I know I told you guys yesterday there was a gunman a mile away from me, about, quarter of a mile from my mom. So, of course, that kept me up. But, yesterday was just a shit show. I didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted. So I got up at 4 a.m. this morning, ready to crush it. But the reason behind, and I'm not making any excuses, I'm calling myself out if anything, but the reason that I was such a prick yesterday comes down to the previous week. So last week I was traveling a lot, wasn't doing the podcast. I wasn't working out, mostly because of my travel schedule. I've been injured, my foot's been injured, tore a tendon. It's just been a mess. I wasn't reading the Bible as much. I wasn't, and yes, I know I need to work on swearing, but wasn't reading the Bible as much. Wasn't around my wife as much. I kind of just slipped in all four of the core four, body, being, balance, and business. I just kind of slipped, and I didn't even realize how far backwards I was going, but then it kind of came to a front yesterday when I'm sitting there getting into it with my wife, being an absolute prick. There's no excuse. And then I realized the key thing. I hadn't worked out. So I have Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday was Wednesday. So I had worked out the 2 previous days. But that's it. The entire week before, I hadn't done jack shit. I went to jiu-jitsu like once, and that was it. So I had all of this pent-up energy and stress, and the stress is just fucking killing me. But I had all this pent-up energy and stress from the last week. I hadn't worked it all out yet, and now I'm taking it out on my wife. And I can't focus at work, and I don't feel as connected with God. One of the things that, I mention body, being, balance, and business every single episode. 1 through 67, they all say body, being, balance, and business, but I don't believe I've actually shared what the link is between all of them. It's not that body is the most important. It's not. In my opinion, being is. I know being is. However, body comes first. Here's why. With body, if you are ashamed of yourself, if you are embarrassed of yourself, if you are struggling physically and you're not taking care of the temple that God gave you, how are you then going to go to God and feel connected with Him? I'm not saying it's impossible, not at all. But it makes it a whole hell of a lot harder to have a relationship with God when you're not taking care of yourself, you're ashamed of yourself, and He made you, so it's kind of like a slap in the face to Him. And then if you're off in your relationship with God, so you're ashamed of yourself, you're not connected with your one true Creator, how can you love your wife if you're not loving God or yourself? How can you love her to your fullest? And then, by the way, if you're going to war every day with your wife at home and everything else is falling apart, how can you then go to war with the marketplace and make a big difference in business? You just can't. You can knock out one of these things. You can do any one of these things at any time and be really good at it. But it makes you a one-dimensional douchebag. Think about the workaholic that never spends time with his wife. Think about the gym rat, the guy that wears a man bun and walks around the gym with a gallon of water at a time. Think about that kind of guy, the gym rat that only cares about looks. There's no substance to him. Think about the Bible thumper that judges everyone else, is so spiritual, but they burn every relationship. I mean, this goes across the board. So you can do any one of these things, but you can't do two. You can't do three really well. It's kind of an all or nothing type deal. Now, I'm generalizing this. You can be doing awesome in one area and good in the other three areas. But if you're not balanced across the four, you're going to run into some serious issues. The whole have-it-all lifestyle is based on having it all in specifically body, being, balance, and business. So when I look at how I was acting yesterday, like an absolute fool, an absolute prick, I realized that I gave up body for a week, which started to degrade being, which it didn't have a huge impact until yesterday on balance, my marriage. But then it also came to a front in business. There's a ripple effect. Consider the possibility that your financial problems aren't financial problems. They're actually problems in your marriage. Or consider the fact that because you're super fat, maybe, even if it's only 20 pounds. For me, it's 20 pounds. For you, maybe it's 100, maybe it's 5, I don't know. But that might be keeping you from truly connecting with God at the level that you desire. Everything has a ripple effect. All four of the core four are linked together, and they need to work in harmony. As soon as you ignore one, they all start to fall apart. I'm living proof of that. There's thousands of other guys living the warrior's way that are living proof of this. So, where across body, being, balance, and business, what is the domino effect that you're seeing? Which of the core four is the biggest driver for your lack of success or dissatisfaction in your life? There's got to be one area that's acting as a domino. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Send me an email at steven@invictus, invictous.co. That's all I have for episode 68. I'll talk to you tomorrow for episode 69, but as always, share this podcast with someone that you want more for out of their life. Someone that needs a little kick in the ass every day, just like you get from me. In addition, subscribe to some of our exclusive content at riserdiepodcast.com. Talk to you soon.